Happy Wednesday out there, Team 42. It's your skipper here, Darius to present our macro minute for Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. As always, we'll start with the executive summary from today's leadoff morning note. If you would like to review the analysis supporting these conclusions, as well as what specific changes you need to make in your portfolio to stay on the right side of market risk, you need to be a client of 42 Macro. So today's key macro events are Powell elevates the labor side of the dual mandate, and China slides closer to deflation. In terms of market implications, in part one of his semi-annual testimony to Congress, Fed Chair Powell put more weight on the labor side of the Fed's dual mandate than policymakers have been signaling in recent months. We believe the probability of a July 31st cut will rise from the current 5% expectation to a roughly 50-50 chance if the June CPI report behaves tomorrow. Powell may be forced to cut in July if the Q4 quarterly refunding announcement threatens a backup in real bond yields. The Chinese economy remains mired in the structural liquidity trap we identified in early 2023 and risk a structural debt deflation if Chinese authorities do not increase fiscal and macroprudential support for the economy. We think Beijing will throughout the second half of 2024, but our conviction in that outcome is currently limited. Transitioning as always to our 42 macro dashboard here, wrapping up here with a question from our community. This one's regarding our macro weather models backtest. It says, hello, Mr. Dell. Is it possible to perform backtest on the macro weather models? Best regards. And the absolutely is a heck yeah. Give me a stone cold heck yeah. So we, I think we're one of the very few firms that do what we do in terms of the macro risk management space that actually published both the error rate and all the associated historical data and associated backtests, primarily out of sample backtests to our clients so that they can A, understand the efficacy of our signals, and B, also perform backtests on their own. I was just chatting with a potential partner this morning who wanted some access to some additional data to do to run some back testing on their end to gauge the efficacy of our signals. And this is something that it's very core to what we do here at 42 Macro, which is trying to give the best of the institutional macro risk management do's and don'ts, best practices, and bringing that to our clients here at an affordable rate. So the answer to any question regarding any of our quantitative signals with respect to can we get access to the historical data to back test it? Do we publish those back tests ourselves? The answer is always going to be yes and yes in both regards, because what we're not going to do is be one of those charlatans out there operating in our industry that claim to have signals, that claim to have powerful tools, but don't have any back testing, don't have any track record associated with those tools. And it's a lot of fluff and it's a lot of marketing. So just be aware of that. If you're a retail investor out there, there are a lot of people who are extremely skilled at marketing and hiding behind fancy words and big numbers or not even big numbers, fancy words. But the reality is they're 9 times out of 10, they'll be lacking the math and sophistication on the statistical analysis side to actually create the tools on the econometric side as well. So just be aware of that. So we'll wrap it up there. Darius Dell presenting our macro minute for Wednesday, July 10th. 2024. Everyone have a wonderful day. Best of luck out there. And for our Macro Strategist Pro, and Proto Pro partners, we'll see you guys at noon today. We're hosting Ben Bray for our Proto Pro live discussion today. Ben Bray of Destructive Capital, one of the best macro minds out there on the global buy side. It may not be a household name for a lot of the retail investors who are used to seeing folks on the finance podcast space. But trust me, this guy's very plugged in to the institutional finance community. We all know who he is. So you'll definitely want to check that out. It's one of the best micro guys out there that we speak to on a regular basis. So we'll catch you guys here tomorrow. Cheers. Have a great day out there.